What is up, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Moto G7 Play 9 months later. So pretty interesting device. It had a price drop to 130 right now. Amazon saying it's for a limited time, but this phone should be right around that price point, if not lower. So this is a phone that you're gonna see. Well, you still see in Walmart, Metro PCS. They still sell these. So is this a good phone to pick up for 2020 if you were interested in it? So I'm going to revisit it. So let's go ahead and check it out. Now you have pretty much a plastic body on here with a little texture, and then this is the blue one, and it kind of has a little kind of stripe design to it. And I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but it's nice. It's a kind of a light device, since it is plastic, but it still feels kind of premium. It doesn't feel super cheap. You got the single camera on the back with the flash, physical fingerprint scanner. You've got your power button and your volume rocker, and you have your headphone jack up top along with the USB-C port. So when you boot the phone up, you do have a 5.7-inch display, so it is kind of a compact phone now that we get later into 2019 going into 2020. It's kind of small, but I actually still like it. It's very reachable. You can use it with one hand, no problem. So it is an IPS display, and it is 720p, 294 for the PPI, and it is splash resistant, so if I spill some water on it, it can take little spills and stuff like that. It's not IP rated, so you can't like dunk it and you can get it wet, it'll break. So you do have Android 9, and this thing actually has still been getting security updates, so that's really nice. It got one in October, so that's awesome. You have the Snapdragon 632 along with the Adreno 506. Micro SD support up to 1 terabyte as well, so plenty of storage for movies. You do have 32 gigs of storage and 2 gigs of RAM, which we will get into. Now when you're watching videos, you can watch in 720p, but as you can see, you have this really big notch right here. So it is weird that they put that right there. It doesn't bother me, but you do have a flash up front, which is pretty cool. Screen quality is pretty nice, but as you can see, it just cuts into the display so much, but you can pinch out to watch it like this. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal for most people, but as far as a media consumption device, it's pretty decent. But like I said, it's got this big notch right here, so you kind of have to make that opinion. Have kind of big bezels, but for this $100 price range, it's nothing to complain about. The IPS display has really good colors. It does not shift, so it's a pretty decent viewing experience. Now let's go ahead and check out these speakers. Now the speakers actually distort at the highest volume, but as you can hear, they're very, very loud. It's just that they distort. So let's go ahead and turn it down a little bit. Yeah, it's not distorting as bad. Yeah, but I can hear that like crackling sound, but they actually do sound surprisingly good. Now as far as gaming on this phone and this chipset, it's going to be kind of low to medium. So as you can see, I can go to medium, high frame rates, which is decent. I mean, doesn't look that bad. So as you can see, gaming on here is fine, no issues whatsoever. If you can get past the notch, then it's a pretty good experience. Like I said, the screen is kind of small, but it's decent for gaming. You're not getting like massive frame rate drops. This phone is very, very smooth actually. Alright, so let's talk about the software experience. So it's pretty much running stock Android. Motorola didn't really do anything to it. It's running Android 9. Will this get Android 10? I doubt it. But it could. As you can see, we have the Google Now, which I love. So that's always a plus to have that on the phone. And as you can see, scrolling through this phone, everything is extremely smooth. You're not getting a whole bunch of lag, even with a phone with 2 gigs of RAM. It's been a very smooth experience. If you come down here to the toggles, we have battery saver, we have the Wi-Fi calling, system update, we have the nightlight, screencast. Let's see if we got anything else. Storage, focus, well-being, grayscale, feedback, invert colors. You have your hotspot, data saving, all that good stuff. But the main stuff on here is the, where is it at? The Moto experience stuff. But before we get to that, I want to talk about getting into the phone. So you have the fingerprint scanner on here, which works extremely fast. As you can see, it's pretty much instant. Works very, very well. So I really love that. You've also got the digital well-being on here as well. So it'll show you all of your data that you have been doing on the phone. So that's very helpful. Hop into display. We have the night light, change our wallpaper, colors. We can have those saturated, or we can change those around if we want to. The clock screensaver, you can go ahead and customize that. If you want to change the style to analog. So you don't have a lot of customization options in this Android build, but you know, it's pretty like minimal. So the Moto experience, this is where all the cool stuff is. So we have lift to unlock, so you lift the phone and look at the screen. So we have that on here. It kind of gives you like a demonstration. So when I go ahead and turn my phone off, and then it should be unlocked without me having to hit the power button, as you can see. So it's basically like face unlock, but it'll just unlock it. So it's like a step faster. They have used the volume keys to change tracks when the screen is off. So you can use those to do that. Screenshot editor. You have the 3-finger screenshot. So if I wanted to, hold on, just take a screenshot just like that. I have the one nav button on here, so if you're into like the gestures, it'll show you how to set that up. Previous apps, swipe and hold for recent apps, and touch and hold for assistant. So if you want to go ahead and use that, you know, it works just fine. I don't have any issues with it. So it does work. You have the double chop for the flashlight, which I know everybody loves. Very convenient. Quick capture, so twist your wrist quickly to open the camera. So that one, I exit out of it. Boom, we're in the camera. Swipe to shrink, so it just swipes down to be able to shrink the display. But you know, this phone has a pretty small screen, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. Pick up to silence, and we have flip for a D&D, so if you want do not disturb, you can just flip your phone over. Moto display, we have the peak display, interact with notifications more while the screen is off. We also have attentive display, so it will stay on as long as you're looking at the phone. Now let's go ahead and talk about the cameras with this, guys. So as you can see from the stills right here, the cameras are kind of the weak point of this phone. They're decent if you get them in good lighting, but still, you just don't have a lot of detail. Images are very soft, colors are not really accurate. But for $100, if you really just need a quick snap of, you know, a photo of something, then it's definitely good for that. But you know, the Motorola's image processing hasn't been the greatest. The same with the video. The same thing is soft, not a lot of detail. So I wouldn't depend on this as a, you know, camera phone. So you know, as far as the cameras, a little soft, even though it's 13 megapixels on the back and it does shoot in 2160p. It's just not that great. And you also have the selfie camera, which is 8 megapixels, but the cool thing with the selfie camera is you do have that flash, which is nice, and that does shoot in 1080p. But like I said, you saw the images, wasn't that impressive. Now the really cool thing about this phone is that you have a 3000 milliamp battery, which actually will give you some excellent battery life. So I don't know if it's the stock Android, but you get really good battery life on this phone. So you can easily squeeze a day and a half of battery life with this phone off a full charge. Very, very impressive battery life. So what do you guys think? I really like this phone for around this $100 to $20 to $30 price point. For $150, I would look at another phone like the Xiaomi Mi A3 or something like that. This is just, it'll be overpriced at this point. but it's a decent phone for around $100 bucks. So what do you guys think? Let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one.